Hello everyone. I wanted to come back on and share my completed Christmas journal for 2024. I'm so excited that I actually got it done pretty quickly. I think last year's took me quite a while, but this one I was able to finish, and so it's quite chunky and thick, but I absolutely love it. And so I just wanted to come through and give you a flip through and show you inside. I shared some of my progress in my last video, but I've done a lot more since then. So I just wanted to walk you through it and show you what I've done. And so on the beginning pocket, I did put our Christmas family photo and added the word Christmas. That's from some tissue paper. I am going to journal down here, but I have not finished that yet. So there are a few unfinished things in the journal, but that's okay. And let's see. I don't want to talk too much about what I've already done or what I've already shared, but I do want to show you that on this is when we got our Christmas tree. I stitched this to the back of a piece of ephemera, or to the front, and this is the back. And so I'll be writing about our Christmas tree. So I guess I said it's finished, but I do have a couple more things that I want to do. And so I added this little piece of fabric here and just did a little zigzag stitch. I wanted to show you this because we are leaving for a trip tomorrow and I won't be able to do it. So I wanted to show you what I've done. I added little bits of fabric and the washi tape, wrote joy to the world, and a couple strips of washi tape up here. Did a little journaling and a little piece of tape there. Little journaling on this page, and otherwise that's pretty simple. This one, I added some tissue paper and wrote on the back of the postcard. I am looking for, and I put a little label here and said there's no place I'd rather be than home. And stitched the fabric down. I'm looking for my little tiny paper clips. I haven't found those yet, but once I do, I will be attaching things like this into the journal. So this is just nice and simple. I love the colors in this here. There's not a whole lot on it, but that's really, some of my favorite pages are the most simple ones. And at the bottom, you can see a little bit peeking out. That is from the napkin that I put on this page. And I did create a pocket here. I haven't put anything in it at the moment, but I do love the pocket from the napkin. This is a really pretty set that I found. I think it's Laura Ashley, and it came with plates and 2 different sizes of plates. So I wanted to include that in my journal. We used it for having some company over and for some of our meals over the holidays. This page is left the same. The clip is just holding in the bag flipped over with some old wallpaper and a piece of ephemera. And then there's a picture of one of our kitties and some journaling underneath. This was my son's birthday, and so I journaled about that. And this I've had in here, and I just need to clip it in. So I'm still looking for those paper clips, and I'll use that to add it in. This was already like this when I added it. And so on the back, I collaged, if you can see, I put some washi tape and then I collaged all of these different bits of old fabric and just left it rather simple, but the stitching is coming through on the other side, and I just love how that looks. And then this clear parchment-y type paper you can see through. So it's actually, oh, no, it's not sticking. So this was already done in the journal. I added some washi tape here, and I just put a picture of my journal in progress and tucked it under this little bit of paper, making sure I'm not pulling my pages apart. So yes, that's just super simple. And I just like sometimes putting a picture of the journal in my journal. And this one, I had a picture of myself and a friend when we went to a flea market, and I just glued some ledger paper on the back, or actually I stitched it, and then I did some journaling. Little fabric pieces, still the same. I did add a piece of lace to this one because it was just a little plain, so I wanted to do that there. And this is a picture from a magazine of a lit up wreath, and I thought that was really pretty. So a piece of ephemera here, and just the label that I had, and I had typed scrap sampler on it. So I just made a little thing with ribbon and ephemera down at the bottom. Added a little more tissue paper to this page, And again, it's the paper clip issue. So when I have my paper clips, it will look like this. And I think this is one of my most favorite parts of the journal. I just love all the colors. So this is a postcard, and I did attach some used ledger with a little strip of washi and journaled at the bottom, and then added the tissue paper with the big gold dots on top of this tissue paper. This is a little green round sticky tag that I've had for ages in my scrapbooking Christmas supplies. And I actually used this on some gifts that I'm actually giving on our trip to somebody, and I put the letter of their name. So I just did some collaging here with some napkin, washi fabric, a little cigarette card, and wrote Christmas Joy. I do have space under here left for some sentiments that I have not finished yet. And inside this pocket is the postcard. Okay, and so you can see this is a classic example. I was starting to write, oh, Christmas tree, and then I was like, yep, I wrote that too big. So I literally scribbled it out, and I need to find something to go over that. So that's what's happening there, but it's just an example of nothing. If you mess up, nothing is permanent. So I can put a piece of paper over that. I can put washi tape, anything really. And so just some fabric, and this was already completed as is. And this old card, last time I think I had done these 3 pieces. I added this little piece of fabric here, and that's pretty complete. And some washi tape, and this flips up, and this was a vintage card that I collaged I didn't collage, I just glued a piece of fabric on and did some journaling. Actually, I attached ledger paper to it. So that tucks under there. And I love how you can see the little tabs peeking out. This spot right here, I'm actually saving to write something on that I just haven't had a chance to sit down and think about it. And this, I love this. This was a Christmas card that we got in the mail. So I used pieces of quilt and created little flip tabs so that I can open. And on the back, the embossed part of the card, I used ink. Actually, I didn't even use ink because I was in the family room and I had no ink in there. So I took my brown marker. I haven't done the star, but I did my brown marker, and I just rubbed it all over my finger, rubbed my finger on the marker, and just went over the embossing to bring out the tree. So I need to do the star. I think I was going to do it in a different color, but I just haven't done that yet. This is a label from some rickrack, so I just attached that to the bottom. I did make it a pocket, but I didn't have anything to put in it as of yet. So now that I look at my journal, I guess I do have a few more things I could do in it, but it's mostly complete, or it's good enough for the moment. So I added this little tab of fabric here, and I put a little picture of our puppy inside. So not much has been changed with that. This one was already mostly complete in my last video. I did take the postcard and stitch it to the picture on the back. And this, I think, was tucked back here. So I like stitching the 2 pieces together. It just makes it feel a little thicker. And this was the little ephemera piece. It says, "Joyous be thy Christmas." And this one says, "Merry Christmas." So that was tucked in there already. And this page is just a picture of our Christmas tree with some washi tape. This is a page that I have stared at for so long, trying to figure out, okay, I need something else, but nothing has come to mind yet, or I haven't found anything that I liked. So for now, it's just staying as is. And this flap comes over from this. Oh wait, this is actually, reverse that. There we go. This is what that's supposed to look like. So this is the top of an alterations tag. And I wrote the word photos. This is paper that I added. I wrote the word photos because inside here I have journaled for December 12th and December 15th. So one of them was my husband and I were gifted tickets to the Ark Encounter in Kentucky. So we went on a date day. This is washi tape. The other one was the day my son graduated from college at Ohio State. And this is a card from Fleur. My kids bought me her book, and it's really sweet. My daughter actually bought it for me, and she bought it from New Zealand and paid a lot of shipping. And it was so sweet because then my son said to her, you know, you could have gotten that on Amazon and not paid so much shipping. But she had no idea. So she's 16, and I just thought that was extra sweet that she was willing to pay a lot more in shipping to give me that gift. So the card was so pretty, I just put it in my journal. And then this is, I added a picture of my daughter was going to a Celtic ball, and I journaled about that. And this is still an empty pocket. So I think I mentioned one time in my journals, I don't do a lot of tuck spots, and I do make some pockets, but I don't always have a lot of things to put in them, and I just sometimes don't intentionally make things to put in them. So if a pocket is left empty for me, that's actually perfectly fine in case I ever find something I want to stick in there. So this was my daughter and myself, and I added some fabric along the side, a little bit of tissue paper, and the number 2 for we're the 2 girls in the family. This piece was stitched on, and yeah, I just love these, really simple. So this was Christmas Eve, and I just took a little photo, and I didn't even put anything on it. I just left the photo. But on the back, I did do a little writing about our Christmas foods and just about the month. So I listed some of the foods on a Denison label. And so again, this was a close-up of the Christmas Eve meal. And so I just kind of took a picture looking down on that. Added a bit of fabric here. And these are washi tapes. They're bloom tapes, I think. And the tissue paper was there. I added this little bit of fabric on the back, so I stitched it straight down the edge. And on this page here, so it goes like this. On this page here, I was actually going to write something for the end of the journal and, you know, going into the new year. And I just haven't done that yet. Like I said, we're getting ready to go on a trip. So I'm kind of doing all kinds of things at one time. And I made a cover for Junk Journal January, which I've never done before. So I really just do things as I can do them. But this might be something, I don't do New Year's resolutions, but I would like to write something in this little area here. So that's something I have not quite finished, but that's okay. It's only January 2nd. So in the pocket back here, I put some extra pictures, and this was a little tag from a gift. So those are added into the back of the journal. But mostly overall, it is finished, and I am super happy with it. It's chunky. It's full of all the things I want to remember and the beautiful things that I enjoy looking at. So just going back through these over the years, even though this one isn't numbered daily, I kind of gave up on that pretty quickly. But I mean, I could number this up here if I wanted, but the numbers don't matter to me as much as getting the items in there. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you before we head out on a trip. Our puppy will be in good hands with the house sitters, and the house will be in good hands. I am a little bit sad, if I'm being honest, because there is a snowstorm coming, and I absolutely love snow. My family loves the snow, and we are going to be missing quite a few inches, but the trip that we're going on is going to be worth it. We're taking our kids to do some things that my husband and I did when we were younger, before we had our kids. So super excited about that. So hopefully it will snow again when we get back. I want to wish you all a very happy 2025. And thank you so much for checking in to look at my journal. I really appreciate it.